Okay, we're back at it. Another day. We're at the grave of Joel Ransier. You can tell this one's been broken off and reset over the years. It's a lot shorter. And if y'all remind me, at the end, I'll pick you up and show you some of the other ones we've done near here. This is the old section of the cemetery. Basically, this was the original burial ground. And when the Mount Pleasant Cemetery Association gave the cemetery back to the town, or gave the cemetery to the town. This was the old section for original burials, and so in a way, it's really not town property. They don't have to take care of it, I guess. I don't know how it works, but it's the old section. If you look on the maps, it says old section. And so we checked it. It's stable. We gave it a wiggle. It's stable. Gave it a wet down with the water, and we're just going to scrape off with the plastic scraper. And like most of these guys, they're got a lot of sugaring where the marble's been weathered away, but it's not too bad. But this one does not have a GAR marker or a flag. And I think the guys from the Legion are going around and just looking for the GAR markers and putting flags with them. And this one probably had one years ago and got knocked away or taken, or something happened to it, and they don't see one, so they just don't put one here anymore. They don't put a flag here because they're just doing their best to find the old markers. Now there's some, but we'll give them a little attention here. So you got a stiff brush. So if you are ever looking for a burial up here, the town has maps that they've created over the years of the cemetery sections, 1 through 10, I think it is. But the old section is not included in those maps, and they do have a old section map that somebody did that basically has the burials drawn in by name, but there's no formal record of the burials, aside from the DAR records, the transcripts, and the skeleton records. It just says old section, so then you have to find those maps, and if you're looking for somebody, you basically come up here and you try to find them on the map and hope that they're listed. Not everybody is, because they only recorded the headstones that they could find at the time. And of course, some people were buried without headstones. So then it's a matter of, okay, here's the rest of the family. Maybe they're here. Or you hope that they were found on the skeleton records. Compare the two, the 1920 records and the 1966 transcripts. And you hope that you find them. Or maybe that they're mentioned in the newspaper. Being buried Mount Pleasant. Sometimes this is called Pine Hill, even though there's a pine hill in Troop. Got water out here. There we go. But this is off Pine Street, so sometimes they call it Pine Hill Cemetery. This is the old used to be the Aiken burial ground. The Aikens were an early milling family. Set up the second mill in Fort Byron. And after Ethan Aiken died, they started burying their people up here. So this is called sometimes the Aiken burial ground. Aikens are over here. It's really under that moss. It's not going to come off there. Give that a good scrubbing. That moss is going to be on there. And let's give that a wash and see what happens. So Company K, 3rd New York Artillery. We'll get our little fingernail brush here. Give a little bit more. Sometimes you got to get right down eye to eye with these people. And there ain't no other way to do it. Let me get the other brush. And my soap. The letters on this are pretty deep. And that allows the moss and everything to get a good foothold. Now it could be, since this was reset, this was knocked over at one point, which helps to preserve the, if it's knocked over on its face, it helps to preserve the letters, so the weather can't get to it. And then somebody came along and reset it. We know this was broken at some point. That's coming pretty good. There's moss up here. And as I said, one of the videos, you can get down your bamboo skewer and just start picking away at that. But this one doesn't need it. This little brush here, it's a soft bristle, nylon bristle. So we're just gonna give that a scrubbing. It's looking pretty good. Mr. Ransier is cleaning up nice. Let's see, that's soap. I don't want to do some water. We're going to look for any leftover that's looking pretty good. All right. Nice. Hope Mr. Ransier is happy with his bath. Now I realize a lot of people don't want to do this kind of work because you have to sit down and you have to get back up. That's perfectly understandable. But if you ever were thinking about ways to help, there's always just entering names and stuff like that onto Find a Grave, updating the cemeteries and helping other family genealogists find their ancestors. And that doesn't involve bending over or sitting down on the ground. Just, all you need is a smartphone. Yeah, it's looking good, looking good. So, there we go. Now we're going to do the D2 on this. And you see how fast it starts to turn orange. And if it turns orange, it means it's working. That. Yeah, looking good. Mr. Ransier. Now I know Mr. Ransier is already in Find a Grave because I've already added him some time ago. So there he is. I just wanted to show you his neighbor down here, Mr. Brooks. We did last year, the year before. You can see another white one over there. Enoch Wood right there. One way back there with the flag. One over there by the tree, kind of sunk it in. So they do stay up. I mean, the cleaning does. James White, captain. He was in the 3rd New York. So the D2 does keep working. Anyway, on to the next.